Well, hello everybody and welcome back to episode 294 of my Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Alright then, we're going... oh sure, who's it gone? We're going to talk to this guy here who was standing right there when I saved and exit the game. Seriously?
Not a problem.
Seriously, I saved... Why's he got an axe in her head? Was it him? The man wears Arden-style robes, simple but elegant. His fine leather shoes look like they were made for padding around indoors, yet they're caked with... oh, it must be. He yanks out a lock of hair, twined around his silk gloved finger. His fine features are etched with anxiety.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
Oh, XP, yes.
My lord, we're doing everything we can. Unfortunately, these villagers...
Beasts take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
Jerks a few strands from his head. Chance missing, I'll take it. Here's your argument with the innkeeper.
Yes, Lady Alice. My daughter.
Took out the fingertips of his gloves.
I've asked around, but nobody in this mud hole has any concerns beyond their swine. He turned my men away like beggars and seemed downright pleased to be of no use. But you're not one of my soldiers. And you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty, if you don't mind my saying so.
His guards leans in. My lord, I'm mercenary. Handrit raises a hand to silence the man. If you find her, he nibbles the thumb of one silk glove. Tell her I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. I just want to make sure my child is safe. Nothing in the world is more important to me. Ask a few questions about your daughter. I heard you arguing. Tell me, yeah, your daughter. He blinks at you and licks his lips. Why does he lick his lips? Describe Lady Alice. She's a striking young woman. Bears more resemblance to her mother than to me. Well, that helps a lot. Well, your mother's here for me to look at. She has auburn hair and delicate, well-bred features. She must be, 28 or 29 now. Well, I don't know age your daughter. Tell me about your disappearance. We've stopped in Dryford, for a few days on our 4th evening here. I was making plans to continue our journey. Lady Alice was feeling unwell and went to bed. When I retired a couple of hours later, I found that she had vanished. None of my men had seen her go, and no one at the inn knew where she was. Since then, my people have been combing the village, but we've yet to find a clue, and the locals have been no help. Why did you and Eric come to Dryford? It was merely a stop along the way to Ellen's Rest. However, she took ill shortly before our arrival, so it seemed prudent to allow her a few days to recover. What is in Ellen's Rest? He frowns as if about to protest, but he gives in with a sigh. Lady Alice has reached an age where it is prudent for her to marry. Well, she might have run away and not got married. Given this legacy business, I can't let her fertile years slip by, nor do I want her womb to fester in the presence of so many hollowborn. Seems there would be more potential suitors in New Harbour or New Ham. There are better roads along the coast. Wouldn't have been easier to follow them to Everyone's Rest. The rest of your family. Surely they wouldn't want to miss your daughter's betrothal. I can't say it. Basically get married. Yeah, that one. You think I haven't considered that? Arranging a suitable match is difficult. The best prospects for my child lay in Everyone's Rest. There are better roads. If I thought that, I wouldn't be slogging through the forest, would I? He waves a hand. The main roads are clogged with people fleeing one way or the other to try to escape Widewarden's legacy. It would be difficult for a caravan like mine to pass without incident. At the time, it seemed prudent to move quietly along the back roads. Where's the rest of your family? Sure, yeah. Lady Harfon is ill-suited for travel. I'm afraid, and unfortunately, Elvis, or whatever her name is, has few other close relatives. My sister and her husband, Alva's aunt and uncle, of course, have been visiting elephants these past months. He rubs his knuckles, and as for siblings, Alva's has none. My wife has only given birth to Hollowborn since Alvin's, that is, since her. I see, but going back to your daughter, what about her? Let's go back to the previous question. Something more, go on. Heard you argue with the innkeeper.
A petty, small-minded man, just like the rest of them around here.
Well, that's me.
I've been paying him an honest fee for board and bed, and yet he can't be bothered to stir himself to concern for my Alice.
Okay. This is why I'm hoping you can help. He tugs out a lock of her hair, again. I should have never trusted these people around my child. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Lord Nestor Harren of Defiance Bay. My family has been prominent there since Imperial times. Our primary estate is on the outskirts of Brackenbury, but we have holdings in New Haomar as well. Those went to my sister and her husband.
You know, the man would be helpful because she spoke to them. They like her more than you, and they're hiding her because she didn't want to get married. Just saying. Search draft for information, yeah. We need to rest anyway, so.
Greetings.
Keeper digs inside a mug with a dirty rye. His eyes under his thick brow are tired but watchful. He gives you a quick nod as you approach the bar. Don't see many travellers these days. Something I can do for you? Let's just argue with a traveller, but okay. What was your exchange with the nobleman about? Looks up from polishing his tankard and glowers at the Lord. I guess scowls even. Folk around here is decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in it? Go talk to him yourself. Well, I just did. Were you not watching? I literally just was having a conversation with him. Hey, caramba. That's what I was on about you being all snooty then. Tell me about... You must snooty than the Lord was. Tell me about the Lord Harren's daughter. He frowns and shrugs. His lordship says she's up and went missing the other day. He wipes a tankard with his ragged towel, twisting it with swift, jerky motions. I don't know any more than that. Whether these lording B-words handle their affairs ain't no business of mine. It's where you're cutting perhaps. Perhaps you should make it your business. He scowls at you. Put them coppers away. My pay comes from an honest day's work. Enough for me and should be enough for anyone. But you're just like that lord, rattling your purse like it's fit to buy the leave of gods and kith. That's not what I meant, but okay. Did you mean about Lord Harren buying the leave of gods and kith? He shakes his head. Look, I don't want no trouble from you or him or anybody else. I'm just waiting for him to tire of my ale and leave so things can get back to normal. Ooh, I won't stand by and allow an innocent girl to come to harm. Help me find her. And that seems higher. So much for you talk of decency. If you know something but say nothing, you're just as guilty. People know me for my integrity, darling. I swear I said this. Yeah, this one. Boom. He leans on the bar and sighs. The girl, Alan, she was looking to disappear. I told you he helped her. You should have seen her watching the door like a sheep at slaughter. All the same, she didn't hardly speak to no one. Only folks I seen her talk to is Turga. He nods at the east window. His shop's by the broken tower. Bit of a hothead, that one. My advice is to let the matter drop. Like I said, it don't profit to dig around other people's business. Never mind, I want to talk about something else. Understand, farewell. Talk about something else. Okay. Want to order drinks? I have questions. Let's see the rooms you have. Sure, you close your window if you're on the side facing Tucker's shop. Dragon's Lair, 200. Okay, that'll be a good one. What's this? Alan's disappearance. Okay, so I guess we should go over there quick. To the shop. I just wanted to pick this up and look for it in a bit, but we'll do the shop thing first. And then I'm going to head home, find out what's happening there, and then try and stop that murder. And then get back to here and carry on with the stuff over here. Okay, he said... Terragons, that was it, wasn't it? That was the name. She's been missing for days. You people can't keep stone walls.
Stable hand, Drutman. Not real popular with the women, Drutman.
Okay. Not popular with women, apparently, but I've dropped on this. Potion scrolls and food items can be created by clicking on the crafting button in any party member's inventory. Anywhere I know. Okay. Dyes fill the wooden vans and smell during the plant. I'm not one for chit-chat, human. Speak to Taran if you've got questions.
Greetings.
A sturdy, broad-shouldered man wipes his hands on his slacks. He reeks of the same foul component wafting from the vats, and his arms are stained with dye. You looking to purchase some leather? Show me what you have for sale. Yeah, I'll go with that first. Nothing much. There's a heron. What's in the collapsed tower? It's collapsed, nothing. He rolls his eyes and shrugs. A few hides, a stretching racks, and a tower stretch dangles are always grumbling about. Stench, sorry. The rest of the keep's dust, just like the fool Lady Faroon who tried to hold up. There's a bard at the inn who'll tell you the whole blazing story if you want to hear it. Fair enough. He shrugs. Only that her father's men have been banging down doors and stirring up trouble looking for her. I never met her myself. Well, no, that's a lie. You were talking to her. Strange Duncan told me that you two were acquainted. He watches you and smiles slowly. He doesn't miss much. What exactly did he tell you? He said she was looking for escape, so that you two were acquainted. Her father dragged her out here to get hitched to some backwater noble. She wanted to escape all right, and I was happy to give it to her. In what way? You didn't kill her, did you? We snuck across the river a few nights ago for some private time. What? Come to find out, we weren't exactly alone. An orc taller than Winfin's tail sprung out of the forest, and we were so lost in the heat of the moment we didn't notice it until it was upon us. Oh, they were humping. Wow. It grabbed on and disappeared into the night before I could even pull my breeches up. Then why are you here acting like nothing's got happened then? Mention this to her father. His lordship guards have bashed in enough doors looking for the girl. I'm not eager to have them do the same to my head. Yeah, she's... Wow. Why are you not out there help saving her then? He measures you with his gaze. She could still be alive. You still care. You care about humping her. I'm in no shape to go after her, but that Harold looks like he'll have copper to spare for anyone who found her. Scratches his cheek with fingers stained red and yellow. Others around here have seen the orc east of town, not the elephants, or this way. Took most of Rumble's picks just the other day. If someone were to find it, there'll be a lot of grateful people. Stupid.
Ready when you are.
Great. So now she's super in danger, but even more so than Fingers. He's got travel. Doesn't know the route. So I should be able to beat him now. Ah, for crying out loud. Shall I go to this orc, I guess? Though east would be down here. Because that's east too, but that's more northeast. Potions for sale! Oh, potions for sale! Oh my god, now what's going on? This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in a brown leather cloth, draped down her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colourless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads of long, fibrous stems with parting knives. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're there. Excuse me. The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhyme. She may be deaf. There's no indication. Studied the woman. First glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet you suddenly notice that she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind. Her brown locks torn and snagged, lack of washing. Like many of the townsfolk you've seen, this is a strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing with her threads that lack colour in a shape that lacks interest. It may be that she's half-minded or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus on the woman. Brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the stream of her locks downwards, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with a thread, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair waves together, with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And suddenly you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau surrounding it is in all directions a forest, hazy with mist through, whatever it is, actual mist, or distance, or a recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arc above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention as it's looking down on you and the evening unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you in the rough and words. And the rock beneath you is rough and warm. Thank you. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical controls have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains colour and texture as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts like mist rolling into the sealed chamber. And focus on the chimes. The chimes coax you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You are on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver white shimmering like arda. The plateau is formed of it. Glittering in the sun, you can feel the heat on your skin and wrists, and your hands are in motion. Weaving, not thread, but gathering tenderly, moving along the first movements of brother's wheel. Your hands are wet, your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head turning in your grip, its head slick wet from the womb. The hands you are weaving, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head. As the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb, helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's laboured breathing, crying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort of that you are certain. Draw the child forth and coaxed by your hands, every moment causing the chimes to sound again almost eagerly. The child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb before you. The child cries out, it cries, full of life, full of soul, and ringing of chimes, echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul, but it is there, it is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, your chimes echo the movement, and you realize your chimes are hanging from the cords of your wrists. And once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be the first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motion of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from her parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labour have left her exhausted. But the child is here, the child is safe, and the top of the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattering out as the memory persists. Slowly pull back, retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of colour, and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor yet. The sound of the chimes remain as they existed in the memory. They sound here as well. And they are hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Every time my character does this, like, he's probably like, whoa, Master Eyes, going through all this stuff. The other people standing, he's probably lost it again, he's daydreaming. As your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrist is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She's wearing black shredded garments that drape over her from the form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realise what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realisation. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she's glad to at last be seen. Bloody hell, that was a lot, and we're at 20 minutes, so we'll finish the conversation off with her next time. Then hopefully save that girl from the ogre, head back to our place, see what that guy wants, and hopefully go to White Marsh, stop a murder, and hopefully come back here and carry on. Anyway, I've been IVATOPIA. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and that good stuff. See you next time. Bye, everyone.